Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Untitled Game channel. I'm AJ Gels. Guys, it's time once again for the weekly show. Coming back to you after missing last week. I was just busy with school. Couldn't really find any really interesting news to talk about. So I just decided to take the week off. Sorry, I really didn't talk about it at all. Just kind of made that decision, went with it. Either way, moving on to this week, where obviously I'm back to my the previous style after that Colin Moriarty video that I did 2 weeks ago. So we're just going to be sitting here talking some news that interests me and whatnot. I can't fucking talk right now. God damn. First story, Total War Warhammer 2 has been announced. This is an article on Real Game Media by Samuel Tolbert. Hopefully I got that name right. As you can see, senior writer/editor. If you don't know Real Game Media, really neat site. I'm not sure like how much they've blown up recently. I think they're a fairly recent company, or site, whatever you want to say. But I really like their stuff. I really like their content. I haven't checked out their podcast, but like I said, I like their writing and I like a lot of their content. Follow them on Twitter, I believe, at Real Game Media. So there you go. Little plug for their site. Moving on. Let's see here. Developed by Creative Assembly and published by Sega, Total War Warhammer was an incredible success, merging the grand lore of the Warhammer franchise with the real-time strategy RTS gameplay of Total War, outselling every other Total War game. The game was originally announced as the first installment in a trilogy. Now we know what Part 2 will look like, as Total Warhammer Warhammer 2 has been announced. Here's the official trailer. We will watch the trailer in a moment. I'm going to do some talking here. I honestly, if you have not played Total War Warhammer, check it out. Really good game, a really good RTS. I mean, I'm new to the Warhammer kind of lore and world. I am I'm currently painting my Chaos Warrior army for Warhammer 40k. Yes, I know I'm a giant nerd. Moving on, but the first Total War Warhammer game, really neat. Go check it out. If there's a YouTuber out there that I really like, I mean, he's very popular. I think last time I saw is like 99,000 subs on YouTube. Go check him out. Arch Warhammer does a lot of Warhammer lore. Does playthrough. He's done campaigns for Total War Warhammer. He's already talked about extensively Total Warhammer 2, and actually this was a theory of his that I'll talk about in a little bit as we get into more of the article. Either way, like I said, Arch Warhammer, go check him out. Very good channel, especially if you are into Warhammer lore and the whatnot. Now, let's watch this trailer. Okay, the ending was a little interesting. As I was saying earlier, definitely going to be playing or definitely going to be getting this. A lot of people are flipping out about, flipping out because I'm seeing stuff that because obviously through that trailer, the factions that were announced were High Elves and the Dark Elves and the Lizard Men. That ending right there hinted Skaven. If you don't know, Skaven, little rat dudes. Obviously, it's for the fans of lore and newcomers alike. This is exciting stuff, especially since it launches later this year. That's great. I'll get into this in a second, but I'm going to talk about this chunk right here, where it's talking about High Elves, Dark Elves, and Lizard Men. There was something about in the first one. There was huge outcry against the fact that I believe it was the Warriors of Chaos were. Or Chaos Warriors, whichever. However, I'm not super deep into the lore, so anybody out there who are lore masters for Warhammer, please don't eviscerate me. Either way, there was a faction that was pre-ordered DLC that I personally I don't understand why people don't like pre-order DLC, because all it is you unless it's something different in the PC world than it is on like console. But as far as I know, or as far as I understand it, pre-order DLC is I pre-order the game and I get this chunk of DLC for free. It doesn't cost me anything extra. It's just the game, and I get this for pre-ordering it. So I don't understand, So I don't understand that anger. A lot of people are going, "Oh, Skaven's probably going to be pre-order DLC," and I'm sitting here going, "So what? Then pre-order the game and you get it for free, or you buy it later." I understand that, why people don't like DLC. I don't like DLC very much. Which, personally, though, I'm probably going to break my rules and buy DLC for the original Total War Warhammer just because there's a bunch of factions. And I think there's 4 factions that came with the base game, then... Oh, geez. People can yell at me if they want, because I'm probably going to be wrong in this number. I think there's 3 other paid factions. So, I'm probably making absolutely no sense. Either way, obviously, like I said, there's confirmation through that trailer that definitely there's going to be High Elves, Dark Elves, and Lizard Men, and yeah, I'll agree, almost certainly Skaven. I'm going to guess Skaven is some part of this game, especially at that very end with the rat with the glowing eyes. Moving on to the end. Another interesting confirmation is how the game will work shortly after launch. If you own the original title, as well as the new game, they can be combined into one colossal game world. This would mean a massive map with 8 factions, more with the DLC, as a fan of both RTS games and Warhammer lore. I can't wait, blah, 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 blah. I did see something, and this was because I was watching it on Arch Warhammer. Like I said, go check out his channel, he's good stuff. He talked about the fact that mega map will not be available at launch. I'm not sure. It's not in this article. I think he said it was in a Eurogamer article or some other article that I couldn't find. So I don't know. If you're like me and that sounds really cool, you may have to wait a little bit for them to kind of get everything together. Next article, also by Real Game Media, also by Samuel Tolbert. Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy. God, I am very inarticulate right now. Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy's first episode releases April 18th. Article reads, since its announcement at the 2016 Video Game Awards, Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy has been widely anticipated. However, gamers have wondered when they'd get to play it. Well, the release date has been announced. Guardians of the Galaxy's first episode will release on April 18th, 2017. It will be available digitally on PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, iOS, and Android systems. The first episode is titled Tangled Up in Blue and will be $4.99 on its own, the typical pay scale for Guardians of the for Telltale games being that, $5 each, or $20 for all 5. I believe that's how that, or $20 if you buy all 5 up front. Damn it! Why didn't I pre-order on Amazon? I pre-ordered through GameStop. Now I'm kind of PO'd that I'm not getting a free copy of Persona 5. Oh, well. Yeah, not really much else to say about this. I'm excited. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed, but I really kind of hope that the cast actually voiced the characters. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I still hope that Chris Pratt would voice Star-Lord, and, everybody else would, they'd voice the characters. I hope that happens, but I don't know. I hold out hope. Not sure if it'll happen. Although, wait, are they... I'm probably just being really dumb, and I'm thinking that this is going to be connected to the movie. It's probably not. I had another thought, and it's totally gone. There was another Telltale game that Wolf Among Us. I've been wanting to talk about this forever, and Telltale, make Season 2 of The Wolf Among Us. I want it to happen so badly. I loved The Wolf Among Us. It is my favorite Telltale game. I've played it here on the channel. For the love of God, Telltale, make The Wolf Among Us 2. Or Season 2. I'm sorry. Like I said, guys, I am super inarticulate today. There's something just, I don't know, like, I just can't get words out today. Next article by Bella Reese, editor-in-chief and co-founder of RGM. CD Projekt Red isn't only working on Cyberpunk 2077 and other titles discussed, including, if you're a big fan of this franchise like me, The Witcher 4. CD Projekt Red has made public their financial results from 2016, along with various different details regarding their current focus on Cyberpunk 2077, along with other projects they are in the works. The development of Cyberpunk 2077 is being handled by their biggest team with over 300 people dedicated to its future. And whilst they were happy to report the development is apparently quite advanced, that was also coupled with the news that due to its size and the impact they want the game to have, release is... Oh, I'm sorry, I read that. I'm sorry, I put the inflection in weird points there. With the news that due to its size and the impact they want the game to have, release is still quite some time away. There we go. Whilst the studio is very focused on Gwent this year and doesn't want news of Cyberpunk's development to take away from that, they were happy to divulge that a third game will be developed at the same time as Cyberpunk 2077. Gwent being the Witcher card game. Boom, right here. There's a PS4 beta that actually starts right now. I'll link this article. I'm probably just not going to read through it just because there's currently a PS4 beta right now for Gwent. I believe it's open. Beta. Free technical beta. Yep, it's open right now. So go check that out. It started yesterday. All right. Back to this. The studio is currently on the hunt for more staff, specifically concept artists, to grow their team enough to be able to run these projects simultaneously. With news that Witcher 3 is now considered a closed project, we know there will not be any more DLC released for it. And that's fine. There's plenty of content in that game, which turns the attentions of fans of the franchise back towards CD Projekt Red with large puppy-like eyes. The Witcher 4... Will there be a Witcher 4? The answer is still vague. However, the response to the question posed in the financial meeting suggests that whilst we may not get a game called The Witcher 4, the franchise is far from dead, and we will see the world live on into the future. And I quote, "The Witcher was designed as a trilogy, and a trilogy can't have a fourth chapter. That said, the team likes the world a lot and invested 15 years of their lives in it, on top of a lot of money, so they'll think about this. Following from that, a strong focus was placed on the fact that the studio is made up of sensible people who make sensible decisions and have invested a lot of time, money, and creativity into the Witcher franchise. So investors should really be able to answer that question for themselves, or for themselves. I've always said this. I love The Witcher. One of my absolute favorite franchises in video games. I would like to see another Witcher game. I'm gonna guess that we probably won't be playing as Geralt. He might be in there. He might not be. But yeah, the Geralt trilogy I think is over. Maybe we'll play as Ciri. Maybe one of the other Witchers that we've seen, Lambert. Haskell. Jeez, I don't know why the other guys weren't coming names. Maybe play Vesemir as he's young. I don't know. It all kind of comes down to what they want to do. But I really do hope CD Projekt Red does another Witcher game, even if we aren't playing as Geralt and it's not another, whatever. Moving on. Article from PC Gamer. Article by Tyler Wield. Let's see here. Ken Levine's next game draws inspiration from Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system. At EGX Rezzed 2017 yesterday, BioShock creator Ken Levine came to the stage for a brief conversation about his career and what his new post-Irrational studio, Ghost Story, is up to. In late 2015, Levine described the team's next game as a sort of a small-scale open-world game which fights against the linear nature of the games we made before, like BioShock and BioShock Infinite. Yesterday, Levine talked about making replayable narrative games, citing Chris Crawford's amazing 1992 Dragon speech and the 2 years of research and development Ghost Story has committed to solving the problem. He avoided too many specifics, but cited an inspiration we expected a lot of developers to draw from back when it was released. The game that I think inspired me most, that we were able to... that we were maybe on something on the right track with Shadow of Mordor with the Nemesis system, which was my favorite part of the game, said Levine. The system empowered boss enemies who fought or killed the player, generating stories about their rise through the ranks, which players could track as they hunted them. I agree. I think the Nemesis system is absolutely amazing. Yeah, with the whole right there. I pointed to my screen. You can't see that. This quote right here. The Nemesis system, the meta narrative, the meta game was super cool. Again, I keep forgetting that game Perception, I believe, is also Ken Levine's studio, or is it not Ghost Story? But Ken Levine is attached to that game in name somehow. I could just be losing my mind. But I look forward to that game. But I'm really interested to see how he's going to draw inspiration from the Nemesis system. But let's obviously continue on. And I quote, and that's a very limited, rudimentary approach to it that covers a very narrow area. But boy, when I sort of understood that I could kill whatever orc boss I wanted in whatever order I wanted, and really drive who I would kill and who I would convert, all that stuff. It's more of a meta-narrative, and there's not a lot of dialogue support for that stuff, so our thing is much more ambitious. That is really good. Because that is one thing, that it says meta-narrative with the orc bosses and all that. I consider it more of a meta-game, where it's fun, getting all of them and tagging and corrupting all the bosses. But there wasn't really a narrative built around them. Moving on. I haven't seen that much about sequel Shadow of War, and I'm guessing they're probably going to double down on that, because I thought that was incredibly successful. That sort of gave us, okay, maybe we're not completely crazy in what we're trying to do. Levine expanded on his thoughts during a Q&A session, saying that the studio's goal is to achieve radical recognition. Like in Mordor, the player does something in the game as often as we can, should recognize that accomplishment or failure or whatever it is, and find ways to have the world feedback that it cares. He said, responding to another question, Levine indicated that the game won't be designed like a Telltale game, which branch out as players choose actions and responses. Rather, it will be a, and I quote, a deeply systemic game. I cannot talk. He said, describing a seemingly traditional narrative that can react and comment on much more small-level actions the player takes. I'm very interested. I mean, I can speculate, but I personally don't like to speculate on what a studio is doing until I get more firm details, because he's talking about a system and the concept of the game. Ken Levine's made great stuff in the past, so I'm not worried about what he's going to make. I mean, I'm super interested in what Shadow of War is going to do with evolving the Nemesis system. Go back, I think, 3 weeks to my where I showed the Shadow of War gameplay reveal on the channel. I talked about it in one of the weekly shows. So you can get more into what that how it looks like it's changing up for the next game, but we'll find out more about Shadow of War this August. Definitely I will be playing it on the channel, so come back, check it out. Then, moving on to the final thing, something that a lot of people are happy about. Obviously, there is Destiny 2 has finally been revealed by Bungie. I'm not really going to read anything or talk about it. We're just going to watch the trailer, and then I'll get my thoughts on Destiny. So, yeah.
Times may be dark, but we are Earth's greatest hope. Look around you. A gathering of noble guardians, new and old.
Okay, listen up. You're a bunch of dirty misfits, but you're all that's left, so you'll have to do.
Our home was attacked. I was there, fought against the endless onslaught.
They kept coming, so I kept firing. Not gonna lie, I was magnificent.
Despite the sacrifice of many brave guardians, we lost everything. The tower, the city, our home.
So, everything is gone. Your stuff, my stuff, most importantly, my stuff.
Today we know our enemy. His name is
Gary! Or Gil. Glenn? Is it? I don't know. It's something with a G!
Gaul. I know you look to me in times of peril, but this is not my battle alone.
Which means if I don't see you out there, I'll kill you myself.
It is time to avenge this injustice, for that is the duty of all guardians.
Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't.
So I ask you, who will stand with me?
Yeah! Really, guys?
That was inspiring.
Also, there will be a ton of loot! Yeah, right? That's what I thought.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch...
Pre-order and get beta early access.
There you go, pre-order, you get early beta access. I didn't watch that trailer before I decided to show it. That was funny. I really kind of like how they're kind of taking that kind of like softer, more comedic approach. Cause Destiny was starting to do that in its later ads, which I think was very good. Because I think the game might have taken itself a little bit seriously, even though there was a lot of goofy stuff in there. And I don't know, like I really love the sassy robot. That was pretty funny. But no, I mean, a lot of people out there are probably happy. Destiny 2, I'll probably dive into it early on and do what I did with The Division and then just stop caring. I mean, Destiny didn't really grab me. Maybe this one will grab me a little bit more. It's just, I play so much stuff that these kind of growing kind of pseudo MMOs, just there isn't enough there to grab me and hold me in one place for that long. I don't know. I mean, I'm very interested to see what Destiny 2 is going to do. September 8th, I mean, yes, it's my kind of my blanket. I'm very interested. But I'm genuine when I say these things. That I am very interested in what these games are going to do And especially this one, because I knew how popular the original Destiny was, how many people. I do know that everybody starts from 0 in this one, so if you didn't play Destiny 1, you can come in, be on the same kind of, I'm not going to say exactly same playing field, but you know how it works. Very excited. A lot of really fun stuff to talk about this week. That's all. I'll come back next week, same time, for just more news. I do this style. Very informal. Just me sitting around, just shooting the shit, reading news, talking, doing what I do. I'm looking for a good way to end this, and I can't, so I'm just going to say thanks for watching, everybody. Facebook, Twitter, the website, it's in the description below. Like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. Yeah. Till next time, guys. I'm AJ Gels. This is the Untitled Gaming Channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm out.